People who lost their job due to this crisis. What is your story? I haven't been laid off, but I answer for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and we are having so many calls where someone is thinking about killing themselves because they were laid off. This virus is causing so much damage, and there's never enough resources. Hey, I also answer calls for Lifeline and the Disaster and Distress Helpline. It's freaking rough on the lines right now. Sending you lots of support and love. I've called you people. A call I'll never forget. The help is why I'm here today. Thank you? That's a hard job to begin with. Damn. Thanks for doing what you do. Construction. The whole construction site was laid off. And with the way things are going, the company owner thinks it'll be at least a year before they consider hiring me back. Started 3 months ago. And that's at least 50 other people affected, just for this site. The company had several other sites that they laid off employees too. I'm just lucky I'm still living with my parents, and Dad works as online IT for the general public, so he's nice and busy. Wow, I wasn't expecting construction to be an industry hit this soon from this. All trades are going to be hit by this one way or another. I'm a plumber who mostly does residential service calls, and people haven't been calling unless they have an emergency that needs to be taken care of. Luckily, I work for a family company, just myself, my dad, and my brother, and we've just been referring potential customers to other businesses who are still working. My dad's in his 60s, and with the small amount of overhead that he has, he figures it's better to be safe for a couple weeks, since he knows all of us are going to be okay financially if we miss work for a couple weeks. I was joking with my wife about this, but I wonder how much truth there is to it. People are going to be trying to flush all sorts of non-TP over the next few weeks. Maybe plumbers will be in high demand. I'm gonna take this opportunity to make a PSA. Do not, under any circumstance, flush anything that is not toilet paper or something that comes out of your body. As gross as it is, if you need to resort to using paper towels, baby wipes, napkins, etc., to complete your business, put it in a plastic bag, tie it off, and put it in the trash. Your pipes will thank you. I was laid off from my 5-year graphic design job, working for a screen printing and promotional products company. About half of our business involves schools, sports, and events. Obviously, none of that is happening currently, so our business has stagnated. They are going to try to operate with a skeleton crew for the next couple months. The hope is to bring everyone back eventually, but I'm not optimistic. Solidarity. I'm a web developer, pretty much the same industry. Fabric decor, projection screens, giant shade structures, etc. I'm optimistic things will bounce back eventually, and I trust my CEO that I will be called back when that happens. He's always been extremely good to all of the employees, and we're good friends at this point, but I'm not optimistic that it'll happen within the next few months. Yeah, it's tough. The demand will definitely be back eventually. Just waiting all this out will suck. If anything, it sounds like we both will have great references if something else surfaces. Good luck. Yeah, I just got hired last week, but I think that my first work day isn't gonna happen. That sucks. Be strong, buddy. I'm glad I'm still a student and was only working part-time at Starbucks. Honestly, wouldn't be sure what to do if I'm working full-time and got laid off. I started 2 weeks ago as a software developer. I'm already working remotely, but since I don't have people nearby, I have to rely on learning through video and text chat. Work's been hard. That's what I'm worried about for my girlfriend. She got hired before everything hit the fan, but her start date is in like 10 days, so I'm worried they might delay that. Thankfully, it's a position that's mostly remote and has to do with insurance claims, so maybe she'll be good. If you are in the UK, the major supermarkets are on a recruitment drive with a fast turnaround of getting people in position. I know this isn't a story about losing a job, but hopefully this helps someone coming to this thread. I'm in the state of Ohio in the US, and I'm seeing a lot of those opportunities too. Texas too. The grocery stores are hiring. I got a call congratulating me on getting a job 2 days before a hiring freeze went into place at the university I applied to. I never saw my contract, nor do I have any work. Not me, but my wife has been told that basically we'll call you if we need you. And they don't really need anyone, to be honest. She hasn't worked a minute since the 13th, and my sister was a bartender at an arcade, so she's totally fricked. She's been laid off with the promise of reinstatement when they reopen. It's almost worse to be left in limbo like this than it is just to be fired outright. That's how they both feel. Wife works at a bookstore, which don't have great futures anyway, and sister works for a local business. They both have no idea what's going to happen, if their jobs are going to exist when this is all over. I'm scared for them. Can't imagine how they feel, considering it's local business. I feel like their bosses don't even know what's going to happen. Nope. I can only imagine their panic. The arcade my sis is in is a huge attraction in her town. Everyone goes there. I don't know the guy who owns it, but I do know that he just went from making a metric frickload of money to absolutely zero. And he's still paying the rent on it. And he lives in a very expensive town. Yeah. Everyone is fricked in that situation. I was laid off indefinitely from 2 different hourly paying line cooking jobs on Monday, circa 50 hours combined week. I helped clean out one of the restaurants Wednesday. We discarded a lot of stuff. I helped clean out all of the coolers and throw away a lot of prepped food that people couldn't take home. Employees were encouraged to take what they wanted, produce, dairy, meat, etc. The place is almost completely empty. It's surreal. My spouse was laid off indefinitely Wednesday. She manages a restaurant in a salary W. Benefits, circa 50 hours week. She was told that management will not be paid until the place reopens. Our family currently has no work or income. We have a young child. These are very uncertain times. To the young child part, that happened to me after 9/11. WIC, Medicaid for the kid. Unemployment benefits. Now is the time to pursue them all. They were a lifesaver for me. You've been paying into this your entire working career via unemployment insurance deductions, so don't feel guilty about using what's available. Snap to and get in contact with your local food bank. I'm sure there is a lot of competition, so the sooner the better. I went to a food bank the other day. My husband's store hasn't closed yet, but it's being discussed, and this is a small town, so the food bank is only open once a month. We got 3 whole frozen chickens for a family of 3, among other things. It will definitely help. I felt embarrassed about going, but it would be worse to scramble to feed my 2-year-old. And I'm pregnant and having difficulty with weight gain, so rationing isn't practical for me, either. Don't feel embarrassed, those services are there for a reason. Just remember to give back down the line when things are less tough. We're all in this together. Just lost it about an hour ago. I'm a restaurant manager and they called me and told me to turn in my keys by the end of the day. I'm in quarantine and can't. They are sending me a UPS box so I can send in my keys and told me to file for unemployment. Never expected this to happen to me. I'm in shock, I don't know what I'm going to do. Hey, thanks for the well wishes and advice. I live in New Jersey and I already filed last night. Everyone else in my shoes read these comments. On top of being really sick, it was a kick to the stomach, but we will get through it. I wonder if it's temporary so you can get unemployment and then they'll hire you back later on? I know of a place that can't afford to stay open, but is letting people pick if they want to be laid off or fired, hoping people can gain the unemployment better that way. I know Georgia has lifted a lot of the requirements, and the businesses that are essentially firing the employees, even temporarily, file on behalf of the employees and they'll receive unemployment. No gaming the system or anything. If you lost your source of income due to the virus, you're guaranteed temporary unemployment. One of the biggest clients we have, my fiance and I do web design plus marketing, is a restaurant. They laid off a huge segment of their workers so they could immediately collect unemployment. Offered free packs of food for their families too. Now, if they could just figure out how to give us their Grubhub login, that would be nice. They wanted a coworker and I to reduce her hours to half each, because they could only afford one of us and didn't want to make a redundancy. In the end, I took the redundancy. I'm 21 and live at home. Meals provided. My coworker is a 30-year-old homeowner with bills and an unemployed girlfriend. Him losing half his income for me seemed wrong. Better me than him. That's the kind of kindness that will get us through this. Wishing you all the best when this thing is over. Thank you. You too. I was in the middle of moving out of my abusive father's house when this happened and they canceled my interview for my transfer. I tried sticking it out, because the only place I could go indefinitely is my boyfriend's a flight away. Still domestic, just another state. I have been shamed to no end about how selfish and gross I am for even stepping outside my house for groceries. So I literally told no one I'm leaving. Do I want to travel? No, absolutely not. But staying with an abuser for 2 more months will take such a toll on my mental and physical health that it's necessary for me. The fact that people want to shame me without knowing my situation has been awful, and I wish people practice more of this kindness. Update. Did it? I'm here. I'm having wine and pizza and watching a movie with a lovely man who is nice to me. I'm happy. It may be longer than that. Leave ASAP and take all the hygienic precautions you can during your trip to protect yourself and others you may come into contact with. Wash your hands for at least 30 seconds whenever you can. You may have trouble getting a taxi to and from the airport, so try to arrange dependable transportation beforehand. Don't stay with this abuser any longer than you have to, and take care while traveling. Wishing you safety and health. I'm sitting in a meeting right now, waiting to get fired. The VP is running late, so that's cool. They can't fire you if you fire them first and take their job. You won't believe this one secret tip to advancing your career that CEOs don't want you to hear. I'm a server. I haven't worked since the 14th, but was officially laid off on the 18th. Where I am, temporary layoff is only 60 days. If we are not back by then, we lose our jobs permanently. It couldn't have come at a worse time since we have new management and there's been some rumors about getting new staff. I was about to lose my apartment, unrelated, but my landlord phoned me up to let me know that he is no longer making me leave and not to worry about April rent. He also gave me $150 to go buy groceries. He's a bro. I'm trying to get through to EI, which is all online right now, but the site keeps crashing so I'm unable to make a claim right now. Jesus, your landlord is a hero. My landlord would have helped me pack my bags, and then billed you for the time, and charged you for the paper the bill was printed on.